Marcello Bacci amazes visitors and scientific investigators who say they can hear the dead speaking through his old vacuum tube radio. This extremely rare form of mediumship is also called direct radio voice, or DRV, and is virtually unknown to the public. With it, experimenters believe that two-way conversations with the dead are possible. But could the Skull Group communicate through Bacci's radio?
Manu, are you there? Emily? Yes. Hello, Manu. Thank you, Manu.
After this, scientist Harry Oldfield, a colleague of the Skull Group, attempts further communication.
We would like to ask the question of the appearance of your space.
I can't really answer that.
Can you tell something about Skull?
Did I appear to be aware of what I'm doing in direct contact with them?
Thank you. Will the work progress?
Certainly.
Thank you. This is what I needed to know.
To speak through his radio is usually so reliable, he conducts regular sessions. This seems highly improbable, but these grieving parents don't think so. The walls are littered with pictures of dead loved ones. Parents clearly recognize the voices as belonging to their departed children.
Mamma l'ha visto, ma che
Io sono certa che mio figlio...
Da non dimenticare, tuo figlio, ti do stato
For the bereaved, it's an experience that rescues them from torment.
La mia vita è la nuova vita. Io dico sempre la vita di prima, poi si è fermata quando lui se n'è andato e ricominciata quando l'ho sentito, diversa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is you want to do DRV direct Okay, so grab yourself an old radio you may have around your house. What you're supposed to do is tune the radio back and forth, and DRV, ghosts will speak through it if they can. Now it takes months of practice until the ghost speaks through it.
Cycle.
If you want to get the vacuum tube radio, the link is below the video. Get a vacuum tube radio exactly as shown to you in that video.
We wish to know more with respect.
Sometimes where the communication with us becomes more difficult.
Now this is just
Sober.
If you don't want to get a vacuum tube radio, try an old radio at home. Might work, probably won't work. The best thing to do is to get the DRV. Get the method done through a vacuum tube radio.
Terms.
An old vacuum tube radio. As seen in that video, the link is below to get one of those old radios, and ghosts should come through.
But are these radio voices just a clever hoax? Not according to scientists who have subjected Bacci's mediumship to a battery of tests. One of the leading Italian investigators is Paolo Presi, and his colleagues from Il Laboratorio, an organisation that uses the most stringent methods of science to investigate paranormal claims.
He is a medium. Surely is a medium because all happen when he is present on the experiments.
But for now, while you wait for your purchase, you can get an old radio that you may have at home, put it on static, and then just tune it back and forth.
Gone.
And then ask your EVP questions. Is anybody here? Now we tried the app.
Matrix.
You're hearing a ghost app there speak. Now listen for other voices that are not mine or the app, ghost app speaking. Coming through the radio. It's called DRV method. Tune it on the static, back and forth.
Mile.
Hello, is anybody here?
Lust.
Using software endorsed by the FBI, Il Laboratorio have conducted voice print analysis. Like a fingerprint, a voice print is unique. It can therefore be used to determine someone's identity with near certainty. They compared voice prints from 2 audio samples. One was the voice of Chiara Lenzi, recorded before she died. The other came out of Baci's radio after her death and was clearly recognized by her father. The comparison produced a 97% match.
So let's shut off the radio. Completely off.
The way.
Right? Nothing's coming through, right? So you grab yourself, here's another method. You grab yourself audio jacks with both males. In to in. Plug it into the
page
headphone. Connect it to a audio recorder. Any EVP audio recorder you may have.
You.
Connect it to the microphone in. Right? And then hit record. It's called the DRV method.
Cup.
Now the radio is completely off, as you can see. One of those old tape decks from the 80s or 70s. From the 80s. It's off. It's recording. Into the microphone. Right. And then later on you'll hit stop.
Yank.
You'll hit stop and then play, review if you see you captured any EVPs. The voice you're hearing there is as a ghost app. Now turn on the radio to the static. Just static.
Yeah.
You can hear it, that's static. So send the static to this. You know it's on static.
Shift.
You can unplug it to see if it's on static. Just static coming through. No radio stations. At the very end. Unplug it. Hit your play. Here's the static that was coming through the radio.
Fraction.
Despite this startling evidence, skeptics claim that the voices could be faked by transmitting them from a remote location. Possibility of remote transmission. One of the first of these experiments involved putting Baci's radio inside a special device that shields it from all radio signals. Yet still, the voices continued.
I couldn't be more excited.
Second point, the radio was switched off. And though the voices were going through. The third and main point, that the tube or the valves of the radio were totally removed. Still the voice were going through. So you tell me how is possible?
You hear that?
Ears.
There's voices coming through. Rewind. Do you hear that? Of the
Soon.
of the noise you just heard from your DRV method from your radio. You just recorded static. Then on your computer, make sure you downloaded Audacity. Open it up. Alright, open up Audacity.
Common.
Hit record on Audacity. Now the noise coming in is coming through the audio jack
Embark.
to the computer. And you hit play. So now you're downloading the, as you can see, there's the static coming in. There's our little EVP. And this method was done through the DRV method of just recording static. Small radios, big radios, any radios. Just record static from a radio. Alright, now let's look at that. Now let's hit stop. Now let's hit play. What did we get?
Hurry.
There's your EVPs.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Now, what you want to do is rewind to the section where you heard an EVP. Around here. You click it. You hold down the click button to highlight it. I think the EVP was heard here. This is static from the radio. It's DRV method. And then you you highlight it, then you hit play. See that? There's something there.
Years ago, and we got that rrrr sound.
Clicking, and if we slow it down to 1/16 or 1/16 of the speed, it slows the voice way down, and we can stretch it out and hear the syllables in it instead of just a click or a pop sound.
That's right, because a lot of times when we slow it down, we can hear a word that normally you couldn't hear at
wouldn't
normal
normally.
speed.
Right. Okay, this is slowed down to 16 times, or we'll try it and see what happens.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Wow.
Okay, I just went back. I'll go forward again.
Yeah. What? It's definitely two words. Sound like it said listen that time. It's the same. Get two different voices.
Help me, boy. That was really clear. That was really clear backwards now. And listen was forward, right?
Uh-huh. It's an... Excellent voice. You know, sound quality of it was very, very good.
And I think, too, the importance is slowing the tape and speeding down. Something that you think is just a pop, you know, in this sort of taping can turn out to be all kinds of things.
Through a vacuum tube radio, an old vacuum tube radio, as seen in that video. The link is below to get one of those old radios, and ghosts should come through. But for now, while you wait for your purchase, you can get an old radio that you may have at home, put it on static, and then just tune it back and forth.
Done. Lust.